Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to our Canucks GM mode. So, in last episode, we did the complete offseason and we actually traded away Johnny Gaudreau in exchange for Dallas's first round pick, second round pick, and third round pick.
Hey guys, so I realized while I was editing this video that for some reason the audio wasn't synced up properly and there was like some weird problem with it. So I'm gonna fast forward all the way up until when it was. So you guys might miss like the first half of the season and random stuff that I was talking about, but just so you guys don't have to deal with crappy audio and all that sort of ideas. So, yeah, keep on watching.
Let's go defenseman again, because our defensive core, a lot of the players are getting older, so we kind of need to bring in some defensive prospects. Like our best defensive prospect currently is a medium top 6 defenseman, so let's see how our preseason is. Currently, we are 3-1. There's a loss against San Jose and a loss against Arizona. So not this preseason so far, but at least we got some wins, and it's our youngsters mostly. So 4-2 in the preseason. So our first game of the season against the Anaheim Ducks, or our first 2 games actually. Let's quickly just check something. I wanted to check what our team status was for this year, what the they have us listed as, because we've been listed as champions for like the last 5 years and we're still listed as a champion. So hopefully this year we could win another Stanley Cup. That would be pretty awesome. Cap off a dynasty, because then we'd have like 3 or 4 President's trophies in 5 years. I think 3 President's trophies, and then we'd have like 3 Stanley Cups or something. So let's see if that is reasonable, and maybe we could get that next Stanley Cup. And if Mark Scheifele does retire this year, he could win another cup before he retires. So let's go up to November the 1st, see how we simulate in the first month. And we already have an injury after the first game of the season. So Michael Janus has been injured. At least that's a bottom 6 defenseman, and we have some defensive replacements. But we managed to win the first game of the season in a shootout. And the second game we lose badly 6-2. So that's kind of weird. And Janus is already back, so we're already dealing with some injury trouble here early in the season. Looks like Alboline was kind of injured. This was a playable injury. So thank you, Coin, for replacing Janus. Janus doesn't seem like he's turning out to be anything good either. Like, I know he's a medium top 6 that doesn't put up much points during the season. Like Liljegren still does, even though he's an 81. So there's a nice win against the Oilers, and then a beautiful win over the Montreal Canadiens 7-1. I guess that's what happens when Carey Price retires. Up against Johnny Gaudreau and the Dallas Stars, and we win 7-4. Nice. Dallas is in a bit of a rebuilding stage, though, because a lot of their players are getting old, so we shouldn't have to face them in the playoffs if we go to the conference again this year or something. So hopefully we can keep that streak alive and go to the conference finals again, because I don't know how much seasons this has been in a row. If you guys can comment down below. If not, I might just check myself. So we are 6-4 in our first 10. How does that look on the standings wise in our division? Okay, so we're tied. We have a 4-way tie for second in the division. Calgary has 3 more points than anybody, and Edmonton's down there at the bottom. So our division's really tight this year. Hopefully we could still make the playoffs if we have. So let's go up to December the 1st. And then we'll go to January 1st and check the player stats then. So game against Nil, who eliminated us last year, and we win 6-4. Nice redemption win, I guess. And then we beat the 6-3. Can we beat Arizona? I wonder if Thatcher Demko is getting close to retirement, because he's like 32 by now, I assume. So we're on a 3-game streak. Send out our scout. Let's go to the OHL. Make that a 4-game winning streak here in November. That's nice. Our AHL team is getting wins as well. There's another win, 5 in a row. Can we make it 6 in a row against the Washington Capitals, who are playing like shit? And we don't win against them. They beat us 8-2. Not a good game for Gravel there. Or Lundberg, I guess I could say, because Lundberg might be getting some starts. And Ty Smith has been injured with a strained hamstring, and he'll return in like 10 days. So not the biggest injury concern, but still he's a big piece of our defensive move. Liljegren up, because Liljegren's better than Janus. And we will put in, I want to go with the, actually, since it's the bottom 6 defensive pairing, we'll put Yannick Coin, because he's a defensive defenseman. If it was the top 4, we'd put in we'd put in what's his name, Dimitra, because Dimitra offensive defenseman, so he'd be a better suited role for the top 4, I think. So Liljegren could just go back into the spot 2 in the shootout. There we go. And San Jose is another loss, but it was a shootout. So we still have a good record here, similar to Nashville's. And we beat Nashville 5-2, and then the Sens 5-3, so now we're on a winning streak again. And now we have another defenseman. He's been injured, looks like for 10 days or so. That's like his first ever NHL injury, because he has not missed a single game in his career yet. But that is a huge injury to take. At least Nazarov could go up to that defensive pairing. Janus could go here. And then our little buddy Dimitra, who is getting to play his first NHL game, I guess, is going to come in there. I like to say that he's Pavel Dimitra's son just because Pavel didn't play for the Canucks. And so I guess that's another shootout player lost. All our shootout players are getting injured. So I guess Dimitra will put you in there. If we win the game in the shootout, then we could say you were the reason why. This episode might be long if we keep getting because we've had a lot to start off this first half of the season. So Ty Smith is already back. Another player to be replaced. I might just some of this stuff out. Like that. So Ty Smith right there, and Mitra still right there. Yeah, I think that was all I needed to do. Nice win over the Montreal Canadiens, and we're on a 3-game winning streak. And we beat Rangers, who were playing like shit, and Mikulski is back, so that is a huge news for us, because Mikulski is probably our best defensive player for like offensive stats. He's even better than like Uelevi and Liljegren and Nazarov. I almost said Mikulski again. So Mikulski, you know, play him there until the end of the month, just because I don't want him to get re-injured again, because he's, like I said, a big piece of our team. He's probably our future captain, or maybe Albelin is. There's a loss, but it's still really separating us in Calgary for bottom. So Mikulski, you could go back up here, and Nazarov back down there. So that is good, but it's a really tight division, and except for Anaheim's kind of fallen off. See, we only have 3 more points, 4th, which is the Oilers, so we got to just keep on winning, and hopefully we can get to those playoffs. So let's go one more month before we check player stats. Hopefully this is a big month for us, and hopefully we go on like a nice tear or something. So we started off with a win, right? And then we lose against Chicago. Game against LA, who's not playing the greatest, and we beat them. Can we beat the Jets, who are playing really good, and we lose? The Jets are going to be a really good team, though, this year. I could tell already, or not just this year, in like the future, because they have a lot of medium elite prospects. So we're on a 2-game losing streak now. Can we beat the Minnesota Wild? And Ty Smith has been re-injured now with a mild concussion until December, getting more defensive injuries. At least our forward core isn't getting hurt, but our defensive core, that's not good to have defensive injuries. So yeah, we're gonna put just Yannick Coin again in that substitute all spot. There you go. And continue this month off. It seems like some years we don't get a lot of injuries, and then some years we get just a shit ton of them. So we are on a 4-game losing streak, but one of them was a shootout loss. Can we beat the Rangers? We do. So at least we don't go on a 5-game losing streak. Our team's record isn't looking the greatest because it's got a lot of regulation losses, but I think we're going to have a really good month of simulation kind of late in the season to help propel us into the playoffs, because we should be. Oh, that is not good. So Alexis Gravel, our number 1 goaltender, has been injured till January the 13th. So he is out for a couple weeks. Hopefully Lundberg could still simulate well in the NHL. He could play good, and then Heljenko is going to back up, even though he's going to go through waivers. So, wow, that is just not an injury we want to have happen. So our entire defensive core and goaltending core has just been rattled with injuries early in the season. So Heljenko could come in, and hopefully Lundberg could play good. How's he been this season so far? Okay, he's 3-1, and he's got a 2.23 and 918. So he's actually playing pretty good this season so far. So let's hopefully he can play good as a starter for us while our number one is injured. So Rudder, you're gonna be the starter down there in the minors, and Holtstrand. I guess this is one of the ones that the computer signed us. Yeah, the computer had to sign us a goalie. He's gonna be playing as backup. So hopefully that doesn't affect our team too much. And Ty Smith is back, so that's good news. Hopefully he could help defend Lundberg, because I don't know if Lundberg's going to be used to being that number one for a while. So Ty Smith, there you go. So that should be good. Hopefully Ty Smith stays away from getting injured again. We beat Calgary 7-1, so that's a great game from Lundberg, or maybe even Heljenko. So we still got like 2 weeks before Gravel's back to full health. I don't think I want to play him while he's injured though. And there's another win. So we are 21-15-2, and we still have, let's see, 6 more games before Gravel is back from his injury. So hopefully Lundberg could hold on, because he's going to be the reason if we miss the playoffs, because look at that, we're really close to not being in the playoff spot currently. So let's take a look at our player stats so far for this half of the season. So Bo Horvat is leading us in points. Interesting. He's got 39 points in 38 games. Elbowing 38 points in 38 games. Nice point per game performance from him. He's just been amazing in his career. Really liking this guy. Then we got Mark Scheifele, 34 points. 30 points for Patrick. 30 points for Mikulski in 37 games. So this guy, like, look at his career. This is just a little rundown. First NHL season, 38 points in 82 games as a defenseman. Then last year he had a crazy 62-point season with 28 goals. This year he might have a better season even though he missed a game. And then you got Nazarov, 22 points, and then it drops off a lot. But we're still getting points throughout the entire team. The worst is Janus, still with 6 points. And O'Coin actually finally got his first NHL goal as a 28-year-old. He was a big bust. Why did we draft him in the second round? And let's see, goaltending wise, Gravel is 16-12-1, which is not good. And 312 goals against average. That's not good. I don't know why he's playing that bad, but hopefully he comes back from his injury and plays good. 892 save percentage as well. And then Lundberg, 4-3-1. He's got a 2.4 and a 912, so his went down as well. But Heljenko's played 1 game, and he's got 1 goal against and a 957 save percentage and 1 win. So Heljenko might have to be our starter for some of it if we want. Let's just take a look at the standings quickly just for the Western Conference. Don't want to check the rest of the league at the moment. So currently we are 6th, and yeah, we could still easily drop out. As you can see, Minnesota is close to chasing us as they have 42 points. So this season might be a bit of a nerve-wracking one right down to the end of the season. So let's go another 2 months or another month, and hopefully we could simulate well without Gravel for those first 2 weeks almost. So game against San Jose, come on Lundberg, you gotta play good for us. We need to get into those playoffs, and we win. That's back-to-back wins. At least we still have a winning record. And Jacob McEachran's been injured. We'll just replace him, even though we do have 1 forward depth player, I guess, in Ruchin, so that's fine. And Gravel is back, but I do not want to play him at the moment, so I'm just going to go continue until he's back to full health, because I'm not risking his injury. And Albeline has been injured. Holy shit. Until the end of the season? Oh my god, April 3rd. This season has just been horrible for injuries. Okay, I think Scheifele. Let's see. That's what we could do. Actually put Patrick as a center. Oh, and O'Coin has to play right wing. Damn, this team is getting riddled with injuries. We're just going to put Lundberg as a starter currently. Hopefully we see that Gravel's not injured again. And oh my god, Bo Horvat injured too. That's our other top center. Holy shit. Okay, this season is definitely going to be a bad one, and it's going to be a long episode, so I'm going to have to cut some of this out. But Shifley could be now our number one center. Wow. I didn't see how long that Horvat injury was for, but we starting roll now, but we still winning all these injuries. That would be pretty amazing. So let's go edit lines, just make sure, because we have pretty much everybody back. So Shifley going to the first line. Let's go with Patrick as the second line center currently still. Wyman there. Fistrani, yeah, Fistrani or Zucker actually could play there. And yeah, that's all we'll do for now. I don't know how the defensive core looks. Actually, let's just go to the defensive core for a second because I don't know if Mikulski is in the right spot. So defensively, Mikulski should be up here. There you go. And goaltending, okay, Gravel's back to full health. Okay, that's good. So scratch McEachern and Albling since they're both injured still. So okay. You know what? Actually, I should send Heljanko back down. So it's just 1 sec, guys. Okay, guys. So Heljanko's back as the AHL starting goaltender. So hopefully we have no more injuries. We're gonna still have probably a couple pop-ups though, because players returning from injury. Well, Albling's out for the remainder of the season, which is a really big loss. Well, not maybe the remainder of the season, maybe till just about the end of the season, but still, that's a huge loss. If we make the playoffs, hopefully he comes back and be a big factor in our team. Our record looks pretty good still, despite all the injuries, so I'm glad we're actually still simulating well. We were on a 3-game or 4-game winning streak, actually, and then we lost, but now we've won another. And there's another win. So this team, even with injuries, is simulating well. So at least that's something to be noted of for next season and seasons to come. And why the heck did Nazarov just become the captain? I think I just saw a notification that Nazarov became the captain. Let's see, where would I go for that again? I think it's here. I don't know why Nazarov would all of a sudden become the captain. I don't want Nazarov as our captain. Okay, Horvat's still the captain. I don't know why it's in Nazarov. So Nazarov and Ulevi assistants. That's good for now. Once Ulevi retires, though, then Mikulski could be that assistant captain or something. Okay, so at least Nazarov's not the captain because I don't want to strip it from Bo because Bo's been with us for the entire time. So let's just go quickly up to the first. I don't think we're going to make any trades. I'm not even going to look at the trading block. You know that? Oh, actually, wait a second. We got a huge trade offer here. So Nick Ritchie in a third for Stortini, Byzantine, Wanvig, and Clark. So a lot of our prospect guys, all for Ritchie. Ritchie's only got 1 year left. 4.01. He's only an 83 though. I don't want to give up that much prospects for an 83. So no, thank you. Even though our left wing is a little bit weak, that would be nice acquisition for us. I'm just gonna decline that. Zach Sanford, he used to play for us, no thanks. He won't like his ice time, I know that for sure. Okay, so scouting assignment. Let's go to Sweden for defense, even though they don't have a lot of defensemen. So our team actually is really good now this season, 34, 19, and 2. So like I said, even with the injuries, we're still managing to simulate well, even without Albaline too. So this team is a deep team, and hopefully we could go deep in the playoffs. Our HL team is playing good as well. I don't think we're going to make any trades just because I'd like to get this episode completely simulated as fast as I can. I might cut out some of the stuff, like all the line changes and stuff like that, because there's been so much of them. Okay, so 36, 20, and 2. Our AHL team has like a similar record. There's an OT loss. So I think we should still be making the playoffs with a record like this, but you never know. We still have March, which is a big month. And there's a win against Buffalo, game against Tampa Bay. And Earl Fistrani's been injured till the end of the season now too, kind of. That is not good, so we're just going to go edit lines for a split second. And I guess we have to put in Dimitra as our depth forward. But at least he's an offensive defenseman, so that's not too horrible. I wonder how he's going to assimilate as a forward. There's an OT win. Game against the Islanders. And we win again, so we're on a 3-game winning streak. And last game in a month against Arizona. There's more trade offers again. Is another win. So we're on a 4-game winning streak heading into the trade deadline. And we are 40-21-3. I don't think I'm going to change anything actually with this team at all. I'm not going to even look at the trading block. Yeah, we are really close to probably clinching a playoff spot. So let's just go another month and see how our team performs during March. This is the big month. Hopefully we could still make these playoffs. I want to make the playoffs badly because I want to go far. But with a record like this, you never know. We might actually go far because usually if you have a bad season or an off season, you usually have a good playoff simulation. So back-to-back shutouts for Gravel or for Lundberg. But then we lose 4-1 against the Leafs. So our team is still a bit on and off, but we have a very good record. And there's the third shutout of the month for whoever's been getting those shutouts. So somebody's been playing really good in net. And Corey Raffle has been injured till March 21st. That's for only a week. But we're going to have to call up somebody from the AHL because of that. So we've been just riddled with injuries. So Stamkos, even though you've been probably having a good season down there as the number one right winger, you have 50 points this year in 60 games. We're going to have to call you up, buddy. Unfortunately. Just because we have too much injuries going on. So let's just go best lines. Actually, not best lines. Let's just go like that. So our best left winger at the moment is Zucker. So this, what is it? Trade that we did during the off season, it's really hurt us on the left side and then all these injuries as well. So there you go. Stamkos could play left wing, and we'll just go back to best lines down in the minors. Game against Columbus, and we win 4-3. At least our youngsters are getting chances to play with all these injuries. So Corey Raffle is already back. Means Stamkos you could get out of there, and we could send So we could send you back down to the minors already. So I'm just going to do the lines, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, guys, so I just changed the lines. So Stamkos is back in the minors. Wanted to quickly just cut that part out because I think this episode is going to be really long. Depends on how much cuts I make, I guess. So we're going to send our scout to Russia for defensemen. As we still have to check the player stats for the end of the season. We still have to check the standings and who we're up against in round number 1. So Mikhail Albolin is back. Great news. That is huge news for our team. Glad he's already back this early. So we're going to go best lines. So quickly just want to change this up a bit. And let's see. Okay, so our team is back to normal, I believe. Who is scratched? Does anybody? Simikekern and Fistrani still injured. So our team is almost back to full health. Going towards the playoffs. Our AHL team is clinched. And our NHL team should be clinching. Or should have already clinched. We are close to getting 50 wins on the season. And oh my god, why did I put Albolin back in the lineup? He's been re-injured with an MCL sprain until May the 20th. So he is out until like round 3 if we get that far. So that is a bad injury. Just let me edit the lines and I'll see you guys back up here in a sec. Okay guys, so here's our lines again. So we had to change up a few things. Patrick is now playing as our second line center just because of that injury. So hopefully Noel Patrick could perform in the playoffs this year. Last year he did not perform really in the playoffs at all, so I'm hoping he could be a good replacement for the first few rounds to replace like Alboling, and McEachern is back, so he could just come in replacement of a coin. There you go. Okay, so Earl Festerani is back as well, which is good news. So Festerani could replace Afenasinkov. And then we could also have Dmitry get replaced by Afenasinkov. There you go. Okay, the last couple games here, and we have over 50 wins, so we might actually win another President's Trophy. So Ruchin's been injured with a broken nose, replaced player, goddamn. Everybody on this team is getting injuries. Okay, so there's a win. Can we get 55 wins? That'd be pretty amazing. We just need to win these last few games. And of course, Ruchin has to be back right when I want to just get the season done with. I apologize for the length of this video if it is long, guys. Scratched. Come on, you stupid thing. There you go. Ruchin, boom. Okay, game against LA again. There's back-to-back wins. Can we get 55 wins? That would be amazing. Win 55, or is it going to be 54 wins? Come on, guys. Just be Calgary. Be Calgary. And oh my god, Nolan Ruchin, stop getting injured with a broken nose, and we lose. So we get finish the season 54, what was it, 25, I think? Yeah, 54, 25, and 3 with 111 points, but we don't even come close to the President's Trophy. Is the Edmonton Oilers having a crazy season, 130 points in 62 wins. That's like the most I've ever seen from any team during a franchise mode. So let's see who we're up against in round number 1. We're up against the San Jose Sharks. And there's the rest of the matchups so you guys can see. And the Dallas Stars actually did make the playoffs, so hopefully we don't have to face them. Because I don't want Goudreau to come back to bite us in the ass. So let's see. Player stats. We don't need to check. Oh, we could check the standings too and stuff like that. So Horvat led us with 76 points. Scheifele with 69. Patrick 65 points. So this is Patrick came out this year and actually played. Mikulski 61 points as a defenseman, nowhere near as much goals, but he was injured for one game, but I don't think that helped anything. So 61 points in 81 games. Raffle 46. William 41 points in 44 games before his 2 injuries. Wyman 40 points. Smith 36, and etc. Everybody had, wow, even Afenasinkov had 32 points in his rookie season. So this entire team actually simulated really, really well. And the depth guys even helped out too. Like Dimitri had 6 points. Acoin had 13 points as a depth player. Ruchin had 13 points as a depth guy. Not bad. And in goaltending wise, let's see, did Gravel pick up his performance? Yes, he did. 45, 20, and 1. 2.45, which is not the greatest. And a 915 save percentage. Lundberg went 7-4 and 1, 2.35, and a 915 save percentage. And Heljenko, in his 3 games he played, he was a 163 with a 944 save percentage. So, and Gravel got 7 more shutouts, which means he's really close to beating Roberto Luongo's career shutouts with the Vancouver Canucks. So that's that. Let's just quickly check what was good for our power play and stuff like that. I don't want to check anything else. And then we'll check out what the Sharks lines look like. So power play goal, or power play percentage. Our power play was actually top 6th overall, 22%. Our penalty kill was one of the worst, looks like. Yeah, we had a really bad penalty kill. So we might need to change the penalty kill lines for the playoffs, but we had 6 shorthanded goals. And we are 8-2 in a row in our last 10, which is not good. Because usually when you go hot into the playoffs, you have a bad playoff sim. So anyways, that's that. Let's flip on over to the San Jose Sharks lines. Okay, guys, so here's the lines for the San Jose Sharks. So somehow Tyler Seguin, I guess, got traded at the trade deadline. He is now a member of the Sharks alongside Emmanuel Weidre and Hugo Bega. Second line, you got Radulov, Hensek and Reichel, our former player. Nicholson, Natnan, and Meyer. DeBrusque, Sylvester, and Horkins. So they actually have some good players on this team. Not a bad top six. So that's that. Defensively, they got Jesse Percy, Madison Bowie, nice 288s. I like their defensive core actually a lot. Bukestad and Roy 87-86, and Shea Theodore. I guess we traded him to San Jose, didn't we, or no? Yeah, I think we traded him to San Jose, but he wasn't with them last season. So I don't know if he came back there or something. But him with Kim Shoden. So they have a really nice defensive core. And then goaltending, those really weak. You got Jerry Wilm and Richard Juris. Scratch, you got Adam Mason, Tuomo Nolan, and another 83, Luke Zazula. Huh. Wow, so they have a really good defensive core. Nobody below an 83 on defense. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Canucks GM mode. So in the next episode, we'll take on the San Jose Sharks in round number 1 and hopefully get to round number 2 again. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.